There's a kind of silence that speaks louder than 1,000 words, a silence that isn't peaceful but filled with tension. A silence that lives behind the scenes while the eyes of the world are fixed elsewhere. It's like that moment before thunder strikes, when everything seems frozen in time, and right now, that's exactly what's unfolding behind the scenes at St. James Park. Something is being planned, something big, and even without an official announcement, the signs are already there for those who know where to look. But before I reveal what's really behind this quiet storm, take advantage of this moment of mystery and hit the subscribe button right here on the channel. It helps us immensely, keeps you informed with exclusive content, and strengthens our amazing community of passionate Newcastle fans. Now, focus back here, because this story goes way deeper than you might think. Over the past few weeks, while many clubs were quietly moving in the transfer market, Newcastle appeared to be operating at a slower pace. At least, that's what most people thought. But behind the scenes, a different story was unfolding. Sources close to our NEWCASTLE blog who have predicted major deals in the past suggest that the club's board has been working strategically. The search for reinforcements, especially in defense, has been more meticulous than ever. This time, the target is someone very familiar to Newcastle's scouts, a player who had already been monitored in the past but who has now returned with full force to the board's plans. The club knows it needs a reliable, young defender, someone with leadership qualities who can bring balance to the defensive system, particularly on the right-hand side. And that's when the pieces start falling into place. The transfer window's top priority now has a name, a surname, and comes from one of Italy's footballing giants. The name that's shaking things up behind the scenes at Newcastle is Malik Thiaw, AC Milan's centre-back and German international. The story first revealed exclusively by our NEWCASTLE blog, and now confirmed by none other than Fabrizio Romano, shows that talks between the clubs are about to begin. Newcastle's board is preparing to formally approach Milan, with a clear objective in mind: to secure the signing of the 23-year-old defender who has impressed both in the Bundesliga and Serie A in recent seasons. This move hasn't come out of nowhere. Since June 2023, Thiaw's name has been showing up in Newcastle's scouting reports. He was also a strong candidate last summer, before the club decided to pursue Mark Gahey instead. But the eyes of the scouting team never really strayed from the German defender. With every game, every solid performance, every intelligent read of the play, Thiaw proved again and again that he would be an ideal addition to the Premier League, especially for an ambitious side like Newcastle. Speaking of ambition, it's worth remembering that Thiaw recently turned down a move to Como, even though the Serie A side had agreed a £21.5 million fee with Milan. Why? Because the defender wants to play at the highest level. He wants to be part of those big European nights. And Newcastle can offer exactly that. A club that's growing, with top infrastructure, a passionate fan base, and the clear goal of competing in continental tournaments this very season. By the way, if you want to keep up with every step Newcastle takes during this transfer window, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Everything here is based on reliable sources like our NEWCASTLE blog and Fabrizio Romano, and you won't want to miss a single update of this developing saga. So turn on the notification bell and stay with us. Thiaw is a defender who combines physical strength, tactical intelligence, and a competitive personality that fits perfectly into the profile Eddie Howe is looking for. The player has stood out during Milan's pre-season matches, especially in the games against Liverpool and Arsenal, and that didn't go unnoticed. Internal sources confirm that Newcastle had scouts at those matches, closely observing his performances before making a move. Milan's new head coach, Max Allegri, has also shown strong interest in keeping Thiaw at the club, publicly praising his performances. That could drive up the player's value or make negotiations more difficult. That's why the moment is now crucial. Newcastle must act quickly or risk losing out on one of Europe's most promising young defenders. The window is open, and time is a key factor in determining the success or failure of this attempt. Behind the scenes, a plan is already in motion to integrate Thiaw into the squad quickly, should the deal move forward. The coaching staff is already studying how to fit him into the current defensive system, possibly alongside Botman or Schür, depending on the team's tactical and physical development. More than a short-term fix, Thiaw would be a key player for the entire season and could even slot into a back three, something Howe is keen to experiment with more. Sources from our NEWCASTLE blog guarantee that this isn't just a last-minute inquiry. Newcastle have been in contact with the players' representatives and Milan officials since the end of last season. And contrary to what many may think, the club isn't just passively observing the market, they are moving decisively, looking for profiles that perfectly fit the long-term project. And you, supporter, what do you think about Thiaw potentially joining Newcastle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is he the right name to reinforce our backline? And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Every subscription helps this channel grow and motivates us to keep bringing you exclusive content, straight from the club's inner circle, with the trust you've come to expect. Back to the negotiations. While no official bid is on the table yet, everything points to one arriving in the next few days. Milan know Thiaw is a valuable asset, and Newcastle are a serious buyer. That's why the upcoming talks are expected to be fast and to the point. What may tip the scales in the Magpies' favor is the players' desire to compete in Europe and be part of a serious, upwardly mobile project. With a few experienced names leaving the backline and the need for more solidity in defense, bringing in a player like Thiaw becomes a priority. His youth, combined with international experience, makes him both a safe bet and an ambitious one. If Newcastle managed to seal this deal, they could have one of Europe's best under-24 defenders on their hands for years to come. In the meantime, fans are left waiting with anticipation. And we're here, following every detail of this potential transfer. At any moment, the club could surprise everyone with an official announcement, and when that happens, you'll hear it here first. So once again, don't forget to subscribe. Your support is crucial to keeping this channel alive and buzzing with everything related to Newcastle United. The Malik Thiaw saga may just be getting started, but the storyline already has everyone's attention. The combination of the player's desire, the club's real interest, and a favorable market context creates a promising scenario. Now, it all comes down to the next conversations between the two clubs. If all goes well, Newcastle may be very close to announcing a major reinforcement for their defense. And of course, all of this is based on trusted sources like UFC blog and Fabrizio Romano. We're not dealing with baseless rumors or made-up speculation. What you get here is what's genuinely happening behind the scenes. Reliable information, with transparency, and most of all, respect for you, the supporter. Now all that's left is to wait for the next chapter. The movement is happening. The contacts have started. And if things go to plan, Malik Thiaw could soon be Newcastle's new defensive general. Until then, stay tuned, get involved in the comments, share this video with fellow fans, and of course drop a like if you enjoyed this content. It really helps.